Okay, that's who the Patriots truly were. You know what I mean? And they even kind of went out like, that team, you know what I mean? With Tom being your Darth Vader and him getting soft on you at the end there, you know what I mean? And moving on and all that stuff. And now we're just sitting here with the replacement. But let's get into the nastiest rivalry this side of this side, east side of the Mississippi, boy. I'm
East
telling
side.
you, east side. I'm telling you, Ravens 3-1, Steelers 2-2. Steelers are coming in here as a 4.5 point dog. So don't get it twisted with my BS that I just put up there. They are the dog, and that's weird because you don't usually make the Ravens the dog, but the Ravens are the dog here because well, not the Ravens. I mean the Steelers. You don't make the Steelers the dog here in usual circumstances, but the Steelers ain't the Steelers no more, man. Let's keep it real. They are not playing Steeler football this year. I was really heavy on Kenny Pickett. He looked bad last week, but you know he looked decent in the Raiders game. But every other game other than that, he's been pretty bad. But one thing that gets me excited about the Steelers moving forward is Mitchell Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky was the number 2 pick in the draft, okay? And I think that, Jeff, the biggest problem I'm having with the NFL nowadays is you're drafting these quarterbacks in the top 5 and then you throw them away after 3 seasons. And it's not the quarterback's fault necessarily. It's usually the organization's fault. And they have these sorry-ass coaches in place that are literally ruining careers. You know what I mean? And it's making guys not look like they're really that good. But Mitch Trubisky broke records for the Chicago Bears, single game records. Come on, dude. When have they had somebody throw for 400 yards in a game? Think about that. And he didn't do it once. He did it twice in a 3-week span. So Mitch Trubisky just needs good play calling, and he can do whatever he wants out there. The Ravens, on the other hand, they're coming off of a great week. They're coming off of a great win because they were heavily doubted going into that game after what happened with the Colts and losing that game. But let's keep it real, Jeff. Lamar Jackson is not worth the price of admission when it comes to being your quarterback. He had a great plays against the Browns. But when you look at the real gist of the game, that was a great team win because the defense stepped it up and put Lamar in a good position to score those points. If the defense didn't get their turnovers, that game could have really been much closer than it actually looked on the scoreboard. You know what I mean? It looked like it was an absolute just drubbing, but it was a defensive clinic by the Ravens. Let's keep it real. And I feel like Lamar is getting bailed out a lot. He got bailed out in every single win that they've had this year by the defense. Let's keep it real, Jeff. He's not throwing for 300 yards. He's barely getting his 50, 60 yards running. He just feels like a guy who's well paid and he's doing the most not to get hurt. And I truly do feel that it was an oversell for me and the rest of everybody else when we were like, go get Lamar his money. Lamar is not a top five quarterback. I'm sorry. He's great. He's versatile, but he's not worth the price of admission. You shouldn't. I just really feel like the Ravens are stuck with a bill that they don't want to be stuck with, to be honest with you. That's why winning does make everything look better, but when they start losing, everybody really does get heavy on their case because they know that the guy pretty much used the fact that the quarterback position has became a luxury. And if you have one that's decent enough to get you some wins, then they're going to get paid. But in reality, you don't really pay guys like Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that really can be replaced if you can find a guy who can really put the ball on somebody. It reminds me a lot of the end of Mike Vick in Atlanta. When they got Matt Schaub, and so Matt Schaub was putting the ball on everybody, it was like, well, what do we need Vick here for if he's just going to be the running back? You know what I mean? And so that's the only reason why Lamar is still with the job because the backup quarterback hasn't challenged him for that job, Jeff. That's the only reason why he still is going to be their end-all, be-all leader. You know what I mean? So when I get down to it, this is my dog bet of the week, Jeff. I'm taking the Steelers with the plus 180. I feel like TJ Watt and crew, they're going to have a game, and they just know the Ravens so well. They just do. It's sorry, they do. And I'm going to take the plus 180 on the Steelers this week. And they owe me money after what happened last week, Jeff. You know that. They owe me some money. So I'm going to see. I'm not going to be on the wrong side of this thing again. Steelers win this game, man, by 3 points. I'm booking it now.
It's funny because there's no bigger Steeler backer before the season started than myself. I talked about this division being the most competitive in the NFL. Now take a look at it. 1 month in, I told you we got 4 games. You got a Cincinnati team that can't score and Joe Burrow hurt. You have a Pittsburgh team 2-2, and it potentially Kenny Pickett out for a few weeks. Okay. The Cleveland Browns team, Deshaun Watson was cleared to play last week, and I know my body better than anyone else. I'm going to take the pass. The Ravens 3-1. Lamar Jackson was a part of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdowns last week. Pops, as he rushed for 2 and he threw 2 to his banky Mark Andrews. This is a team that some projected as the team to beat in this division. As much as I love the Steelers in this bounce back position, I can't trust Pickett, Trubisky. I can't trust the OC Canada. I think Ravens roll here. I bought the hook, and I'm never a doubter here. This is a Steelers team that lost their home opener to San Fran, bounced back the next week as dogs to Cleveland, beat Cleveland, but not happening here, Pops. It's Ravens all day to go to 4-1. And if you get a Cincinnati hiccup and another Browns hiccup, this team could have a 2 or 3 game lead early in this division, Pops.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know what? Ravens, Steelers, everybody going to be so heavy on the Ravens come Sunday, and then watch what these bums do. Watch what the bum Steelers do.
East side.
All right. So I'm going to let Jeff go over there and work on his vocals a little bit as we take a commercial break. When I get back, we will be talking the late game. So you guys, stay tuned. This is the NFL Bet Exchange with your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and your host with the most on the east side of things, and that's going to be Mr. Jeff Dawson, the Don of Cape Cod. And we'll